Hello everyone, I'm Eric, and welcome to Forbidden Files Asia. Today's case is one of Hong Kong's most disturbing real crimes, the Ngau Tau Kok stovetop corpse case. And it all began with something small, a strange red liquid dripping onto a store's ice cream freezer. Those drips would eventually lead police to a horrific discovery, a woman's body, naked and wrapped in newspaper, sealed beneath a stove with cement. Even stranger, another death had recently occurred in the same unit, and the killer would later die in custody. Let's go back to that morning and see how a leaking ceiling exposed one of Hong Kong's darkest crimes. On August 22nd, 1975, around 8 a.m., an 18-year-old brother and his 14-year-old sister returned to open Nam Ki store, located on the ground floor of Block 9 in Ngau Tau Kok Lower Estate. When they lifted the shutter, they immediately noticed the red liquid covering the freezer. It felt sticky and smelled rotten. A moment later, more drops fell from above. The siblings placed buckets under the leak, thinking a rat might have been trapped in the shutter. But after more than an hour, the dripping didn't stop. Several buckets were already full. The dripping spot aligned exactly with the upstairs kitchen. They assumed it might be an overflowing tap, but the real reason was far more serious: a murder hidden directly above the store. Since the red liquid kept dripping, the siblings went upstairs to Unit 140 and knocked on the door. A man in his 20s, Wong Quen Tai, answered. His calm expression immediately stood out. Through the metal gate, the siblings explained that red liquid was leaking into their store and asked if he knew the reason. Wong invited them inside and brought them to the kitchen. He claimed the liquid was simply chicken blood from cooking the night before, and that he hadn't cleaned up yet. His tone was casual, giving the siblings no real reason to doubt him. Wanting only to continue their workday, they asked him to handle it and returned downstairs. But the dripping didn't stop. It grew heavier by the hour, filling multiple buckets. The siblings realized the explanation they were given upstairs no longer made sense. Around noon, the siblings' father came back to the store and immediately noticed the buckets full of red liquid. After hearing the situation, he contacted the building management and the estate's area leader. Together, they went to Unit 140. They knocked repeatedly, heard movement inside, but received no response. The area leader decided to call the police. When officers arrived, they also heard sounds behind the door. Only after they threatened to force entry did Wong reluctantly open it. A strong foul odor filled the room. Wong's hands were covered in dried cement, and he looked visibly uneasy. Police followed the smell toward the kitchen and immediately noticed fresh cement covering the stove area, with thin traces of red liquid seeping through. It was directly above the store's freezer. At that point, officers ordered Wong to break open the cemented stove. Wong had no choice but to obey the police order. He picked up a tool and slowly began breaking the cement around the stove, shockingly, still holding a can of beer. His movements were unusually slow, almost as if he were trying to delay what was coming. After a short while, a small opening appeared. One officer bent down to look inside and froze. Inside the dark cavity under the stove was a human foot, pale and decomposing. Police immediately stopped Wong and ordered him away from the stove. Firefighters were called in to take over. Firefighters spent nearly 4 hours breaking open the entire stove structure. When the last chunk of cement came off, officers uncovered a woman's body wrapped tightly in layers of newspaper. When the wrapping was removed, It revealed the victim was completely naked, already decomposing, with multiple cut wounds across her body. Neighbors told police they had recently seen Wong carrying sand from a nearby construction site. Some even asked him what he was doing, and he casually said he was fixing something. As police interviewed neighbors, they quickly learned that the woman living next door in Unit 141, 54-year-old Lee Na-alai, had not been seen for several days. The timeline matched perfectly with the estimated time the body was hidden. When police asked Wong whether the body belonged to her, he surprisingly admitted it immediately. Lee Na-alai lived alone, had never married, and worked for years as a maid before being assigned a flat in the estate. Later, she worked in a tea house. Neighbors described her as difficult and hot-tempered, often arguing with people around her. Adding to the strangeness, her former flatmate had reportedly died by suicide not long before. Some locals even speculated it was due to Lee's difficult personality, though this was only rumor. Now, Lee herself had died in a brutal manner, stripped, cut, and hidden under a stove. Her disappearance, combined with the manner of death, shocked the entire community. Police then examined Wong Quan-tai's background. At 24 years old, he worked as a door-to-door salesman. He was known for his bad temper, gambling habit, and conflicts with his family. Although his parents and siblings lived in the same estate, Wong chose to live alone in Unit 140. He had been admitted to a psychiatric hospital 3 times, but doctors declared him recovered in 1970. Still, neighbors often found his behavior strange. Wong and Lee actually knew each other well. They had a godmother-godson relationship. According to Wong, Lee had been planning to transfer her tenancy privately because she no longer wanted to live in the flat. Wong was interested, and they agreed on a price of Hong Kong dollars 3,000. He saved the money and paid her. But on the handover day, Lee suddenly demanded Hong Kong 5,000, saying the market value had risen. The argument escalated quickly. Wong claimed Lee slapped him and grabbed his genitals, causing him extreme pain. Panicking and enraged, he hit her with a glass bottle, pushed her down, grabbed her by the neck, and stuffed newspaper into her mouth to stop her from screaming. When she stopped moving, he realized she was dead. The next day, Wong noticed the body was decomposing and smelled strongly. Remembering another old case involving a stovetop hiding place, he decided to imitate it. He stripped the body, bent it to fit into the narrow space under the stove, and packed it tightly inside. He mixed construction site sand with cement he bought from a hardware store and poured it over her to seal the cavity. But the following day, the cement cracked and more red liquid leaked out. Wong realized the body still contained a large amount of blood, so he dug the body out again. This time, he used a trowel to make multiple cuts on her skin, trying to drain the remaining fluids. After cleaning the area, he bought more cement, collected more sand, and resealed the stove a second time. This time, the cement held. Wong believed the problem was solved. What he didn't know was that moisture from the cement and the decomposing body would naturally seep downward, and directly below his stove was Nam Kee Store's ice cream freezer. During those 6 days, Wong continued his normal life, going to work, chatting with neighbors, even playing chess. No one suspected a corpse was hidden inches beneath his kitchen stove. In May 1976, Wong went on trial in Hong Kong's High Court. He was charged with murder, but claimed he was only guilty of manslaughter. He argued that Lee provoked him, that he lost control, and that his mental state was unstable at the time. He even claimed he heard a voice telling him to act during the struggle. However, psychiatric specialists who examined Wong disagreed. They met him several times and found no signs of psychosis or hallucinations. Although he was suspicious and overthinks easily, his mental state was considered normal. Prosecutors highlighted how Wong behaved after the killing, unpressing the victim, cutting her body, sealing her twice in cement, and then calmly continuing his daily routines. This demonstrated a level of planning and awareness inconsistent with a sudden emotional breakdown. A jury of 7 men deliberated for 3 hours and unanimously found Wong guilty of murder. He was sentenced to death by hanging, later reduced to life imprisonment. While serving his life sentence, Wong Quan-Tai's behavior remained mostly stable. After nearly 20 years in prison, he was approaching the point where he might be considered for early release based on good behavior. But before that could happen, something unexpected occurred. In December 1994, Wong was transferred to Siu Lam Psychiatric Center for further assessment. During his stay there, he took his own life inside a restroom cubicle using a rope. The exact circumstances were never fully explained. A rumor began circulating afterward. Someone claimed they heard Wong shouting from inside the cubicle just before his death. "Go away, don't come near me." Whether this was real or simply a story passed around by inmates is unknown. If you want to explore more true crime stories from Hong Kong and across Asia, make sure to subscribe to Forbidden Files Asia. I'm Eric. See you in the next case.